everybody, and welcome to Join the Anarchy, the interactive and improvised Shadowrun Anarchy campaign live on Twitch. What up, what up? Hi, Chad.
Hello!
Thanks, Fritz. I appreciate your excitement.
How's it going?
Alright, so hi, Chad. How are we? How is everyone tonight? Let's have a moment. We never get the chance to just be like, hey, how are we all today?
How is Oz?
Yeah, how is Oz?
Let's start with you.
You know, I've been pretty busy. I've been helping out with setting up like a bunch of our new stuff, like just helping, right? Like I'm not super in charge of it, but like the Misspent Youth show, and then after that.
So fun, by the way. That was a great stream.
Yeah, thanks. I'm excited to do it next week. What else? And then there's Pathfinder, which is going to be coming up soon, although Bobby's taking care of that more so. And then Starfinder, which that's going to be happening in October.
That looks so fun.
And Pathfinder, just FYI, Paige is going to be on it. And yeah. Yeah, so you can catch her.
I don't know if the dates have been released. Should I not say it?
September 22nd.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
So,
the day after my
So
birthday.
soon.
Hey, happy birthday
Check that one
soonish.
out. Happy almost birthday.
So yeah, so that's gonna be in 2 weeks. It's premiering. So
That's crazy to me.
what's your character for that?
I play Thomas Barron. He is the wizard of the group.
Ooh.
He'd rather not fight, and he'd rather not showcase that he's a wizard. So when they get into conflicts, I'm usually more of like, can we not punch each other? Great. So, yep.
You're just gonna cast mage armor on everyone.
Yeah.
Neat.
I have spells. I have spells that can help, and then I have spells that can demolish people because I like power. So, yeah. But it'll be fun to play
Classic.
another magic user. So,
Yeah,
but that's gonna be fun.
I think so. And I'm super excited about Starfinder as well. Starfinder
Oh my
has like one of the
Starfinder's so
coolest
cool.
overlays. Well, they're both gonna have really cool overlays. I'm excited about it.
Did you make them?
I made the Starfinder one. Bobby made the Shadow Dials one. We were
Can
like,
I ask
okay,
when
we need to
Starfinder
start.
is happening?
October 7. So it's actually yes, it's going to be 3 straight days of RPGs for the next up until the end of the year. It's going to be Saturday Pathfinder, Sunday Starfinder, Monday Join the Anarchy.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be busy. Oh,
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
because like oh my gosh, because I have a personal campaign on Sundays.
Hey.
So I'm gonna have
More
Pathfinder.
RPGs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Pathfinder, Shadowrun, and then Anarchy. So
I feel like it took me a long time to get into RPGs, but it's like it's the cumulative. It's all of my nerdiness combined in one delightful package, and I cannot get enough of it. I
yeah,
think about it all the time, and I'm always wanting to try new systems, and I'm always trying to start new games, and I do
Yeah.
not have the time for it.
I know.
yeah. It's like a drug.
Delightful.
That's good for you.
It
really
is.
It
It
really
is.
is. It
I'm
really
high
is.
on life.
Yay!
Yeah. So here to feed everyone's addictions. Let's you know what? Everybody knows us.
Do they?
Let's
What if they're new to
Do
the
they?
stream?
What if they're new?
Hey, how about who's?
Yeah, what if they're new to the
exciting?
stream,
Let's
Oz?
look at the,
I
go
don't
on the list.
recommend-
Okay, no, we have a couple of people. We've got Apricot Drew.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah,
recommend
that. You know what?
Commander Root.
Respect. I like
Slow
getting
cool.
the base type of fruit into the name. It's like
Yeah, dude.
specific, more general. It's a fruit.
All
I
right,
don't
so
think I've
Commander Root?
ever had like a straight apricot before. Like it's just a normal apricot.
actually,
I
yeah,
used
don't think I have
apricot
either.
crayons all the time. So.
I've had dry apricot
Oh.
and apricot crayons. Yeah, those were
Yeah.
I
tasty.
think I had apricot favorite colored nail polish.
Is there like wait? What
All right,
are okay?
All right. So let's we've like
to
we bullshitted
join
the audience
the very
for like 5
exciting
minutes.
5
conversation.
minutes straight. Welcome to Join the
Yeah.
Anarchy.
right,
This
so-
is the show.
So I'm Oz. I am the game master, otherwise the oligarch of insanity, and I make sure that that somehow we tell a story made up on the fly with audience suggestions. I make sure that happens. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. let's go around this way. Let's do a nice U. So starting with Fritz.
What's up? My name's Travis, or Trav, the streamer, YouTuber, voice actor, lazy boy extraordinaire. And I play Fritz, the German elf technomancer with a lot of PhDs. Yeah, dude. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm low on gas today, so just
Well,
bear
okay.
with me.
Well, why don't we get excited about this voice acting work that you were just showing us?
Oh,
Why don't
yeah.
you talk about it?
Yeah.
Talk about it, please.
Can we
Like,
talk about it?
yourself.
All right, fine.
Are
I
we
can't
allowed to
show.
talk about it?
I can't. Well, I didn't sign a fucking NDA, so I can't show any.
Now
I can't show
that's
any
permanently
nudity.
on the internet.
Whatever. I can't. I don't know if. I don't want to post like any of the like videos showcasing it or anything like that. But I have. I don't know if. Hey guys.
Okay, if you're uncomfortable, we'll just move on.
No,
The point is-
my brain is scrambled. If you guys have heard of
Just like
the
Fritz.
Fallout New Vegas mod, The Frontier, that's been in production for a few years, I voiced a couple of characters in it. And I actually just got to see a little demo video of one of the characters in action and see and hear my voice come out of one of the characters in the game, and it's fucking weird.
Surprise, he's
but
great.
Whenever Fallout The Frontier drops and you still have New Vegas installed, give it a download, and please be nice to my characters or shoot them in the face. I'm not your dad.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, dude.
A
Yeah,
round
that's
of applause. Round of applause. Okay.
Like our run of applause were so delicate.
I don't want to overload the mics.
Yeah. Just like shoot them. Paige.
Hi, I'm not used to going middle, first, or whatever. I'm
Second.
Paige. Second, thank you. That's the term. I play Volter, a cybernetic street Sam. Basically, I kick things, punch things. I'm great at it. I have firearm skills. And she's very bland because of the whole cybernetic deal. So she just doesn't have hobbies except bowling.
Except
Like,
bowling.
Now she does have
Except
bowling.
bowling.
I would say she has a flat affect. She's not bland.
Yeah. She's anything but bland. She's very
She's the
very
big Lebowski.
Very interesting, yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
yeah. And then Scrim.
It's me! I'm Scrim, and I play Deliverance, who is a mage, recently turned blood mage. She has 3 children and a super smoking hot husband. And I just decided that. I was like, well, why not?
You know what? I mean,
dude.
it's just-
She deserves.
I'm okay with it. She does deserve
right?
it.
Yeah, so she has a I'm not really sure, like a guardian angel, guardian spirit who revealed the nature of her magic to her. Is that about the right terminology for it, Oz?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, and has been trying out blood magic for a couple sessions now, and she's a self-sacrificing blood mage, so she doesn't use or draw from other people's power in their blood. She uses her own. So, yeah, she one of the most central parts of her personality is that she's a Christian, and she's not too sure about this, but this is part of her past that has been resurrected. So it's gonna be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, couple of announcements before we begin. One is it is September, so gifted subscriptions are 80% off. So you can buy each other a bunch of subscriptions for this channel, and you can get, this cool Opti emote. Hold on, do I have it? Yeah, I do. Here.
It would have been
Ooh,
embarrassing.
I'm gonna
if
do
you
it
didn't.
twice. So nice, I opted twice. So yeah, we would absolutely love it, and of course, helping any support that you give to our channel, whether it's follows, subscriptions, cheers, and donations. Knock HP off of our stream boss, and every time that the stream boss is defeated, all of our players get a point of edge, which can be used to re-roll our dice or make the results slightly better. And you become the stream boss. Your name is in lights, and if you're able to maintain your position until the very end of the stream, whoever's the final stream boss of the night gets to create an NPC with me for the next session. Our last stream boss was Greyman, and he created an NPC for us tonight.
Oh, I always love the fan-made NPCs.
Right?
Yeah.
Other announcements I have are, well, I've already talked about Pathfinder. I talked about Misspent Youth, which is going to be next Monday. Once Upon a Tabletop, which is our board game show, will be where we roleplay stuff. Is going to be playing King of Tokyo. So we're going to be roleplaying giant monsters, smashing.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Smashing Tokyo. Yeah. So monsters such as Space Penguin and Cyber Bunny can be. Let's see.
That's amazing.
I'm so excited for that one. So that's going to be happening not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. And last but not least, so usually we are, I don't know if anybody noticed when we were on our way, like we host the Bubbernaut and the Nothing Personal actual play that is also Shadowrun Anarchy. That happens around the same time, but apparently, I was informed that Bub had to stop the stream midway to go to the hospital. So, well wishes.
Yeah.
And and if you get a chance, support the stream. Hopefully everything's fine, but hopefully everybody, just well wishes, get better, and hope to see you guys and his, just everybody alive and well. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm being dramatic or not. I don't know how intense it was. It's just I hear someone's in the hospital and I'm like, oh dear God.
Especially if you have to stop and go, if you're not feeling well and you wait a while and you're okay. But that sounds pretty serious.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, I think that's everything. So let's just get started. So previously on Shadowrun, join the anarchy. The team took down corruption in Detroit. They were able to, They were able to do something great for the city. Hey, we got a new sub. Thanks.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, Nick.
Nick Morgan. Aw, Nick Morgan gifted to Greyman.
Good job.
Aw, friendship. I love that. I love that. You can do that too for really, really fucking cheap. Okay, anyway, so.
Do it.
All right. Long story short, the conspiracy to take down the public school system via drugs is now dead. Almost everybody went down for it. It was great. What else? Oh, but unfortunately, or not unfortunately, each of our runners has a thing that is happening in their personal lives. Somebody that they need to have a conversation with. Deliverance, her daughter Amy, has discovered, along with Amy and her friend Bridget, have discovered that Deliverance is a Shadowrunner, a mage, and very bloody mage. For that, but Deliverance also discovered that Amy is an amateur decker and an amateur crime fighter. So that's going to be a fun conversation to have. Voltar wants to follow up with her father, Copper Colton, the director of bioengineering of Ares, because she found out that she used to be called Victor. And she doesn't have her memories. They're very, very vague and they don't really come to her often, but somebody recognized her as Victor and she wants to know what's up. And Fritz was approached by a giant rectangular prism in the Matrix and it calls itself Archivist and wants to make a deal. But first, get to know me.
Fucking sassed by geometry.
Pretty much.
She's a very sassy prism, yeah.
I like it.
So, here's how I think we should start this session off. I say that we do
a TPK.
That's it. Roll new characters.
It's over.
Explosion. The apocalypse happens.
Let's do. I want to do kind of like to have these conversations. I want to start everyone on these conversations, and I want to do it kind of like montage style. So like there's an exchange between you and the other person, and then we kind of like move on to the next person, and we just kind of keep going until all of the conversations are resolved. And we like that.
Bits and pieces of the conversation at a time in turn order.
Right. Yeah. And you can jump ahead in the conversation if you want, but yeah, it's like there needs to be some discussion for sure, right? Oh, my music's not working. Come on.
It was going just then.
Oh, it was?
It was. Yeah, it was playing.
That's my music.
Dude, if
TBK with
Swoller
new
Bear-
stars. Oh man.
Yeah, bro slices Swoller Bear and Clement. I'm telling you right now, I
It's not working
would
for me.
play Swoller Bear.
Oh, of course you would. Of course.
I-
I dib slices.
I
like
love Swoller
slices.
Bear.
Does that mean I get bro? I'm just stuck with the
Or Calamity. I
Or
feel like you
Calamity.
would rock Calamity.
Calamity. I didn't
Calamity
think
would be so much fun.
I would
She was
love
so much.
Calamity.
Yeah, you would love her.
Are you kidding me?
All right. So, who wants to take the first? What's the
Deliverance.
first conversation?
Deliverance. Yeah, I was gonna say Deliverance.
Oh, you guys, I was hoping it wouldn't be me. I was telling them before, this feels a little too much like
It's
real
okay.
life. Like someday I'm gonna have to have this
I'll
chat.
go ahead and take the bullet and volunteer Deliverance.
No, I can jump in. I think
got
actually
this.
I do want some input from the chat, because I think that Deliverance would take Amy to a place that is meaningful to them. And so I'm looking for places that would be meaningful. They've lived in Detroit their whole lives together, at least all of Amy's life. I think Deliverance is a big urban brawl fan, so maybe an urban brawl match. Although
That's not really a good
That's
talking
Not a
Yeah.
great place to have a conversation.
Interesting place to have a heart to heart.
you know, though, I feel like a brawl match there would be like lots of action really quickly, suddenly, like, and then it would go. But okay, Jerry's
No, I
for
mean,
your
that could
episode.
work. You know what? If guys can have their, heart to hearts in the middle of a fucking sports game, so can Deliverance and her daughter, right?
I was thinking the ice cream shop sounded cute because I don't know, I feel like that's just nice. Having a
These are your-
conversation with your mother and like sitting down eating ice cream.
These
nice.
are your two choices: Ben and Jerry's or Murder Brawl 15.
Oh boy!
Or Murder Brawl 15, sponsored by Ben and Jerry's.
I think maybe they could be at Murder Ball 15 with
With
Cone.
ice cream? There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Plot point, it is sponsored by an ice cream brand. The ice cream
Okay.
brand.
Can it be sponsored by that one sports drink that we had in the Murder Super Bowl?
Oh my
2000
God.
something?
And then they do like energized ice cream bars.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what was that one? Jolt?
Jolt.
Or is-
Jolt
Jolt Cola.
Jolt Cola? Yeah, it's sponsored by Jolt Cola. Jolt Cola, they're premiering their Jolt Cola flavored ice cream.
Flavored ice cream, yeah.
That is probably the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
There's Mountain Dew
Okay,
flavored
perfect.
ice cream out there, dude.
Perfect. Okay, so grab Soy Mage for ice cream shop. I like that.
All right, they get a soy mage.
we'll-
You just got yourself
soy
a
mage.
raffle ticket. Oh, which reminds me,
Raffle
I should
Yeah.
mention
Mention
this.
the raffles,
Um,
yeah.
Yes. So every time that we take a suggestion from you in the audience, we write it down, and you're basically our raffle ticket, and you have a chance of winning a raffle. I'm doing a little bit of a minor tweak because I think this will be better. I've been giving away $15 every episode, and it's been great, but sometimes like it's very limiting as to what you can purchase. But I can't really raise it higher than that without like driving myself into the poorhouse.
Going broke?
So yeah, so instead what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be amassing several episodes worth of raffle tickets to make the competition a little stronger, and then I'm going to give away $25. Let's say episode 15, we'll give away a $25 ticket.
That's a good idea. Plus, I feel like there have been some episodes where we've been like, I don't know what's going on in this episode, but we're going to be chatting a bunch.
Yeah.
And usually around these story-driven episodes, we don't really get or ask for a lot of suggestions. So there have been episodes where we literally had like 4 people fighting against $15.
Exactly. So $25 on DriveThruRPG is enough to get you a bunch of really cool Shadowrun supplements that are like much bigger than what you would typically be able to get. You can get stuff like Run Faster and like just like essentials for your table, as well as all kind. You can buy yourself the Witcher RPG if you're into that. Yeah, I see.
I don't know anyone who is. So
yeah.
No.
So
what?
anyway.
Who likes
so
that?
Lots of really neat stuff. So that's what we will be doing. So yeah, and I think we're gonna do it like every 5 episodes or so, but like every 5 numbered episodes. So the next one's gonna be episode 15. So hope you're all okay with that, because you're gonna have to be.
Yeah, deal with it. Deal with it. Suck it up.
Oh no, the free money you're getting is delayed a little bit.
Oh no.
All right, so back to the scene. I'm gonna keep this like soft music going, even though you're at an urban brawl game. So can you kind of like set the mood that matches that music?
I think that urban brawl is not something that most churches are really big fans of, including Deliverance's church. So it's one of those things she doesn't really talk about much with her friends at church, and she would kind of like she'd watch it at restaurants and kind of like in her room at night. She was never really out as an urban brawl fan. And she disapproves of extreme violence, of course. And eventually her and Amy started to kind of watch it together. And Amy became a huge fan. And so they're going to go to the, correct my team names if I'm wrong, they're going to go to a match between the Ares Predators and the Detroit Nightmares.
Got it.
And they get their complimentary Jolt Cola ice cream cone, and each take a bite and go, ah. and they head to an observation area that's it's pretty packed. It's like a long, narrow hallway, and it's got like a railing kind of overlooking a large part of Detroit that has recently been cleared. And the name is escaping me of kind of the slums of Detroit where they would probably have this kind of thing. What's the name of the area?
The Auburn Blight.
Right, yeah. It's an area in the Auburn Blight, which usually is how they run these things. And so it's, I think it's probably like late afternoon, and the idea is that the lights are going to go down, it's going to be really dark, and they're going to have some
I would imagine the way that they would do it, though, is like all of the audience gets to sit outside of the Auburn Blight, and they can oversee the like the block area, and like there's television, like you can even stream it on your AR, etc. So like you're always in the loop, and you can sort of see like in the distance you hear the soothing sounds of urban brawl gunfire and and rocket launching and
what team are you guys rooting for?
Nightmares.
Okay, so plot point, there's an Ares Predators fan. He's very overweight. He has the body paint, and he's may not be right next to you, but he's definitely within earshot, very loudly. Always just like, yeah! Corgax the Annihilator! Hit him! Twist his dick!
The superstar on the Detroit Nightmares is her name is Mona, and she like paints the top half of her face red. It's like red, and she's like fully cybered up and wearing like slick leathers with like, she has like, it's all black but like with bright red accents, like that's her color and her look. And she's got like shaved head. She just looks so fucking cool. And as soon as she comes out, all the Detroit Nightmares fans are like, Mona, Mona, they're like losing their minds, and Deliverance yells particularly loud in the direction of the giant Predators fan.
Man, fuck Mona!
It's like the only one.
Yeah. surrounded by nightmare.
Yeah, like all these are like, boo, get out of here. Ares Predator sucks.
Gorgax!
Mona will eat him alive. And yeah, the game starts. There's a bit of a violence right off the bat. Doesn't look like anyone's dead yet, but there's a bit of a scuffle. They're far enough away that Deliverance doesn't feel too bad that Amy's seeing this violence. But she's keeping an eye on her because she knows that her experience at the school, I mean, she could have easily died. She was at gunpoint.
She got shot at. So
Yeah. She was in the midst of gunfire. And I guess, well, Oz, what would does Amy react to the violence at all?
I would imagine Amy is just kind of watching it. You would see that like she's just looking at it with new eyes this time. When you would typically, she's got like that. Usually she's not affected by much. She's very blasé about a lot of stuff, but now there's like she's just. It's troubling but fascinating, but like she's just kind of like lost deep in thought, and like you can tell she's simultaneously like she's it's like a weird weird emotion of like someone that's just like escaped from death and then watching people doing the same. I can
for
only imagine
fun
what that feeling
and
is.
not
Yeah.
terror. Yeah.
For entertainment, yeah. So Deliverance is keeping an eye on her, and she looks back out at the play area, and she says, "It's not quite the same close up."
That was really scary, Mom.
Yeah, it is scary.
I'm glad you were there.
Oh, honey, I'm just so glad you're okay.
Oh.
I suppose I should. I feel like I should be angry. But I'm not angry. I'm just so glad you're alive. I honestly, I don't. Maybe I'd be angry if you were the ones. And she kind of looks around, seeing there's other people around. She's kind of afraid they might, there's ears everywhere, and says, "I guess I would have been more upset if you were the one selling, but I'd say you ended up on the right side of that one."
So, are we gonna... So what do you do exactly?
Well,
you were covered in so much blood, and you just looked so normal. It was really weird and kind of scary.
oh. Okay. Look, you're 14. You're not a girl. You're very smart. I'm sure you can guess what's up, but I'll be honest with you if you're honest with me. Deal?
Deal. Cutting. Who wants to take the next one?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I guess I will. Take it away, Oz.
Okay. Let's see. Audience. Okay, so I feel that Colton would would have this conversation somewhere where he would feel at home or at ease and secure, what would that be? Set the stage for us, audience.
The first thing I'm imagining is like a glassed-in office.
Yeah, I was thinking of like a training facility of some sort where she usually trains or whatever, and it's like a glass wall, and usually Colton and somebody else stands behind it, and they I'll pause for a minute. Palmer, good job for getting Soy Mage a thing.
Thanks, Palmer.
Yeah, and
September.
Zen garden in the glass room. I like that. I really like that. I'm taking that. Thank you, Gray Man.
Thanks, Gray Man.
Thank you.
Trav.
Sorry, I have to do that right away before I forget,
All right.
so I don't lose your name.
I like
So
what Soy Mage says. Like it's at home.
The one that Walter doesn't go to.
Yeah.
I like that idea too. If you want to take that.
Yeah.
I really
I
do
won't-
like
I
that
won't pull it.
idea. No, I really do like that. I'll take it.
Yeah. So, Copper Colton, he's got a Zen garden. So
In
he
his home.
Yeah.
He's so pretentious.
Well, okay. So he likes a little Japan stuff.
He's very culturist.
Yeah. Very
That's the word.
interesting. So, all right. So you're in his home. There's this like soft, relaxing kind of like piano music that's being pumped through the speakers of the house. You know, it's just just enough to just kind of undertone everything, right? And he's trimming like a bonsai, like right by the little so a Zen garden. I'm imagining like lots of ponds, right? There's ponds, there's little bridges, there's little like
shrines, those statue shrines.
Yeah. You know, it's not huge, but it's definitely not modest either. It's like 3 or 4 of those little areas, right? So you could spend a good maybe like 5 minutes kind of circling the whole Zen garden and seeing it from all these different angles that he has. And he I'm just reading these suggestions. He's so he's trimming his bonsai, and whenever he's kind of like, he takes a look back, he steps back, kind of looks at it, picks up like a bourbon on the rocks, sips, sets it back down, and then snip. And Voltar, you are approaching. Hey, thanks for the sub. Who is it? Scrim? Hey! Thanks.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
So you're approaching, you're crossing this river, like this little bridge, little mini moat, basically. And Colton looks up, and says, "All right. It's good to see you."
It is good to see you too.
I suppose maybe you should start. He picks up his trimmers and, hey, thanks, Nick Morgan. We've got a stream boss. Everyone takes a point of edge.
Yes. I shoot him. No. Gotta write that down before I forget. why first? That will be my first question, is why?
Why what?
Why am I like this?
You had a very difficult past. And it hurt me to see you that way. And they say money can't buy you happiness, but I did the next best thing, and I helped claw you out of a very dark place that you were in. And I made you useful.
Was I not useful before? What was wrong with me?
Not the way that we found you, no. It was a lot of trauma that I don't feel is wise for us to go into. I don't want to trigger these memories again and undo the very considerable investment that was made on you. So I know it must be very infuriating for you to not it's infuriating for me to not be able to tell you, but all in due time.
I cannot just go out and do whatever you ask me to next without realizing what happened to my past. There have been flashes of memories of skulls and pebbles. I cannot just ignore those.
No, you cannot. So that means that we're running low on time.
For what?
Phase 2.
What is Phase 2?
Do you trust your team?
Yes.
Are you 100% certain? Cut to Fritz.
So he's in his bunker, and a stray missile flies over the bunker. He's like, "Mein Gott im Himmel, I don't know what I expected. Let's just hope they don't get closer to the bunker, yeah? Can't believe these barbarians watch each other murder one another for nothing but sport. You don't really seem to care about all that, do you?"
No, not really. Although it is quite fascinating. I have so many games on DVR. Everything from its inception. Minus a few holes here and there from the Matrix crashes.
Say that again?
Minus a few holes in here and there from the Matrix crashes.
So
for the audience's benefit, you're being talked to by this rotating rectangular prism, like just wireframe, and it's kind of like amidst this like swirly glowing mass, and it has called itself Archivist, and it has said that it is It is like a mentor spirit for mages, but this is for technomancers, and it has approached you because it is interested in you and what you have to potentially offer.
So, why me specifically then? You mentioned that you approached me because you're interested in something, but there's plenty of other technomancers who I would assume are much more interesting than I.
No, actually, you're very interesting. Don't undersell yourself. I don't know why you're trying to hide it from me.
I don't exactly know what you find interesting, so there's really not anything to hide.
Well, your birthday, for one.
Yes, well, there's plenty of beings that live for a while.
Well, certainly, but no cases of elves born before the awakening.
So you
were
understand
certainly not
my...
an elf prior.
How do you know this?
Well, if it's not quite obvious enough, I am a collector and aggregator of data.
Yes, but this data had to come from somewhere. So, was this data you've collected from myself, or was this from someone else?
No, from
understand
other
that.
From other followers. I have quite a few in my following, other technomancers who are interested in sharing their data into, say, a repository of some sort, and I collect, and they can peruse. They can deep dive. It's a mutually beneficial agreement.
What followers have you that gave you the information about me specifically?
Well, if I told you, then A, not only would I look like a totally irresponsible person by just giving up my sources, and you wouldn't trust me, which, by the way, I never give up my sources. And B, that would be giving them up. I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell you. Just know that I know. I'm just missing several holes in your story, is all. And not to mention that your jobs, your movements have been getting quite interesting. I find that the data that you would be collecting would be quite interesting for my archives.
You have my most well-kept secret in your archives, but basic information about Shadowruns you don't?
Well, these are developments that are happening as we speak. I can only aggregate so much. See, unfortunately, my following is not large enough to collect what is happening at a moment-to-moment basis all over. That is what I hope to do at some point. But in the meantime, I have to focus on rebuilding the past and working my way slowly up towards the present. The more that I can get of the present, the less work we have to do.
So...
Facebook has certainly helped in me feed, but...
Well, if you know things about me, you know that I don't have any sort of social media because that's the number one way to give yourself up.
Right, well, that's why I find you so... That's why I need you to specifically work with me, because I can't get your data.
So...
Anyway, I don't want to make this all about me. Think of it, do you not find it useful to be able to peruse millions of tetrabytes of data? Think how much easier it's going to make all of your Shadowruns.
It has a certain allure, yes, but I'm sorry, it makes me very uneasy that I have information now about someone out there who has information on me, my personal life. Is this? Please, is this one person or is it multiple? At least tell me that.
Here's what I'll offer. It was given to me by one person, one individual, and that is all. And in a measure of good faith, I've kept it locked away from anyone else to be able to search. And then she kind of like, she splits in half, and she into like 2 rectangular prisms, and then behind that wireframe reveals like this vault door. She says, "This could be your repository. I will never reveal it to anyone. It will be strictly between you and me."
So, in order for access to an endless knowledge base, I need to use information about me as currency.
Yes.
The general gist of the...
Isn't that the
deal.
cheapest relationship you've ever had?
You and I both know that information is the priciest of all commodities.
Yes, it is. And I know it's quite pricey for you. You have such difficulty retaining it. What if I offered you this vault to store all of your memories? Your computer, your brain is basically a network. It is a computer that's accessing the matrix at all times with the resonance. Unless you willingly shut yourself off, of course, when you're going to sleep. But for the most part, you can connect directly to this vault, have all of your memories stored in it, and you'll never have to record a single video ever again. Cut to Deliverance.
Oh, gee. Deliverance moves, walks with Amy. The action has gone elsewhere. You can hear the roar of motorcycles in the distance. So the crowd's kind of dispersing, walking around. And I'm going to spend a plot point to say this area is not really... Like, they have kind of the usual security you would have at these kind of things for, like, crowd control. But there's not a ton of, like, video camera or voice recording, and so Deliverance finds a spot that's kind of a ways away from the crowd as it starts to kind of scatter. A couple of them taking shuttles to see if they can go see the real action, and she says, "Well, Amy, I take side jobs occasionally to help supplement our family and for other reasons, because I have highly sought after skills that not a lot of people have."
But I mean, I know that we're not really all that well off, but I mean, why would you put yourself at risk like that?
I haven't always been the person that I am now. I wasn't born here in the UCAS. I told you a long time ago that my parents had passed on, but the truth is I'm not really sure where they are.
Wait, you lied to me?
There's some things that children can't handle, which is
I can. Well, fuck you. I can handle it.
That's why I'm telling you now. You're not a child anymore, Amy.
Fine, Mom. Tell me, why'd you lie? What was so goddamn important?
I pissed off the wrong people, Amy. They've been looking for me for a long time. And
Oh.
they are not the forgiven type. They don't care that it's been 20 years. They don't care that I'm halfway across the world now and that I'll never bother them again.
Are we
They
in
want
danger?
their pound of flesh.
Are we in danger? Are you in danger?
Yes.
Oh my god. Well... So wait, so what? So you lied just to keep me near you, and you've risked my life, you've risked Sophia and Reggie's life, and Dad's life, just because... Why'd you even have us if that's the case? What?
Well, I guess I've just always been more selfish than I like to admit, Amy. I thought maybe I could build a family away from everything. I've always been careful. But I guess there are some sins that will always haunt you. I know you haven't always appreciated the restrictions I've put on you, but sometimes they seemed illogical, they seemed not to have much of a purpose, but
So you're telling me that that you're overprotective because it's your fault. That's why I can't be a normal girl. That's why I can't hang out with my friends like everyone else does at school. That's why I can't go to Aries. Oh my god.
no, that's
Oh my
not.
God,
That's
it all
not
makes
why.
sense now. It all makes sense.
That is not. Aries has nothing to do with this.
What? Is Aries hunting you? Is that what's happening? Is that why I can't go? Because you're afraid they're gonna find me out? They're gonna find us out? Oh my god.
Amy, I grew up in a territory controlled by Aries. And they don't leave people the way they found them. As soon as my talents began to make their appearance, they started hunting me and I left. And I was running from them for quite a long time. They do not have your best interests at heart. They will do whatever it takes to feed their bottom line, whatever that is. They could put you in a meat grinder for all they care.
I don't know, that might actually sound safer. Cut to Voltar. And thanks for that sub, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
So, what is phase 2? Or won't you tell me that, and I'll just have to deal with it, like my past?
I'll need your team assembled to discuss phase 2.
You won't discuss it with me.
I will discuss it with you, with your team. And that's an order.
Yes, Father.
Soon we will have that conversation.
Was I your first prototype for this? Or did you work on others to perfect me?
There's always others. I'm the director of biotechnology. We've done research on countless people.
Were they willing to do this?
No comment.
Were they part of the school systems?
No. Are you asking about that nasty business with the public school system and that one executive?
No.
Well, if you were, I'm not surprised that that idiot decided to do something that rash. He has no scruples. The company's better off without him. He stands up and he kind of starts making his way towards a pagoda. He's got his he has his shears with him. And just leave him there.
When did you start?
Start what?
The
He turns to
project
face you.
for the project on me. How old was I?
"19. You were 19.
What was I doing before?
To be perfectly honest, I don't know. You were, you went missing for many, many years. And, I didn't stop looking.
When I got back, was I different? Or did you end up hunting me down?
We rescued you. And you needed a lot of rescuing. Cut to Fritz.
So, how am I to operate on faith that my memories stored within your vault, so to speak, will not be taken away from me indefinitely? Like,
I don't
What?
destroy data, perish the thought.
No. Not destroying it. I understand you want to keep it, but
Oh,
I want to
you mean
make sure that it's
keepsies
not.
awaysies?
Yes,
No, I would never do that to one of my followers.
but how am I to know that? This is a significant part of my being, is keeping track of everything that I can't. So,
Well, I mean, if you want to be old school and put everything on tape instead of putting it on the cloud, I suppose. You can keep doing it if you want.
yes,
I'm
if the
providing you
cloud
backup.
goes down, then my memories are gone.
Okay,
Until
fine,
it
so I'll
comes back
provide
up.
you backup. There. As long as you're providing me the data, I don't care what you do.
Speaking of, what are these holes in the information you have of me? Don't tell me the information you have. Tell me what information you don't.
How?
Well, there's spots that are missing. So let's.
I meant that is my spot. I want to know how. How did it happen?
All right, I will take a mental note. This is a sort of it's a shopping list for the information I trade once I will give it in a moment, so to
Oh,
speak.
of course. Look,
Yes.
I'm sure that the information on how is quite valuable to you, and I don't expect you to give it to me right away. You know, it's tit for tat. It's there needs to be some rapport. I don't expect to extort you of this information. That's not my thing. You can hold on to that secret for as long as you want, but one day I will like it. Think of it this way. You're close to dying. You're losing your memories. This could potentially be some information that I could store away for a future generation who might need it. Another young technomancer who, for whatever reason, needs it to save his own life. Or her life. Just think about it. There's no pressure, none whatsoever. All I'm asking is to finally take a hand that is reaching out to you. I mean you no harm.
Would you be able to supply me information on people who aren't your followers?
If I have the data, of course. What do you want to know? Tell you what, I'll do this. We'll play a game. You can ask me one question. Anything you possibly want to know. And if it is in my power to grant you the information, I will give it to you.
Out of all the questions, there's not one that I can pick out of the crowd. This is still overwhelming for me.
Well, you don't need to give me the question right now. You can think on it.
I do have one question outside of that proposal. Just a basic yes or no, no more information needed. Do you know my name?
No. No, I do not.
Oh my god, that's such a good question.
Then no one ever will. Because neither do I.
Cut to Deliverance.
Deliverance pauses for a moment and lets Amy react and get angry. and doesn't offer any more information until Amy comes back to her.
She's basically worked herself up into a sob, and she's crouched down on the pavement, and she's just kind of like head between her knees, sobbing.
Deliverance, she almost wishes that she could cry, because this is out of a pretty shitty life. This is the absolute worst she's ever felt. And she's let down one of the people that's the absolute most important to her. And she crouches down. She doesn't touch her, but she kind of leans over on her knees and says, "Amy, this
What?
doesn't have to be your life. I don't know why you got tangled up in that plot. I don't know why you went to your school. I don't know why you decided to get involved. But I was your age when I started this kind of stuff too. Now I've fucked just about everything up. And that doesn't have to be you."
Then what am I gonna be, Mom?
I can't answer that. Right at that moment, a massive roar rips through the crowd, and Mona is on her cherry red motorcycle. She goes up a ramp, and she's got a flamethrower, and she's just like and creates this wall of flame that stops 3 of the Ares predators up short. And everyone's just losing their minds.
Side note, that is pretty badass.
I like Mona.
But yeah, no, this doesn't really seem to catch Amy's attention. She's basically like shut off the feed, really.
I think Deliverance too. I think they're everyone's screaming and cheering around them, and they're both crouched on the floor. Deliverance staring intently at Amy, and Amy avoiding eye contact, and Deliverance says, "Look, Amy, I want you to have every opportunity available. If you want to go to Ares, then it's your choice."
I can't exactly go to Ares now, can I? I'm upset, but I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel. I don't think it's the best choice, but a lot of people do it. But I know you'll carve your own way wherever that is. I love you.
She looks out over the scenery, and she does not return that sentiment.
And Deliverance, who thought she'd had the worst moment of her life 2 minutes ago, sinks a little lower, and she says, Amy, no matter what happens, you're gonna be okay. I won't let anybody hurt you.
Okay. Can we go home now?
Yeah.
And your car ride home is quiet, wordless, just staring out the window. Voltar.
I'll be honest, I kind of lost my train of thought. So.
We were talking about, we
Oh,
were talking about how they found you.
We just lost Scrim.
No!
Scrim!
Yay!
Did you hit the wrong button?
She might have. I've almost done that.
I'm here.
You're fine.
I'm
You're
here.
good.
I'm
You're
here.
good. You're good.
Sorry.
You're good. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's 40 lashings!
What exactly happened?
Your mother and I, and you, we actually used to live in Chicago. We went away on business, left you with the caretaker. And then the quarantine happened. And we never heard from you.
Quarantine. Was I sick?
No, the quarantine zone after the bug spirits took over. You were walled in along with the entire population. Left to die. You were presumed dead. And, that guilt and that anguish destroyed. And, well, that's where we are today. But I didn't stop. Your mother told me to stop, but I didn't stop.
Is that why she left?
There are many reasons why she left, but that was quite a bit of amount. That was it. That was I can't. At the end of the day, I do have to blame myself for it.
When you found me, what was I like?
You were 10 when the quarantine zone went up. And you were behind that wall for 9 years. You survived. And, no one leaves the quarantine zone after that much time okay in the head. So I didn't work and slave to find you, to have a shell of my child. And he just kind of trails off, realizing what he's saying, and then he just kind of like snaps out of it, and then he's like, but I did what I had to give you a better life.
And running the streets is giving me a better life?
From what we saw of you, yes. If it wasn't for me, you would be discarded. You would be somewhere in the Auburn Blight right now. Or in the slums of Chicago, somewhere in the outskirts. I'm not going to allow that. I'm not going to protect you either. You have a very strong survival instinct. God knows what you fought, what you faced. I took those strongest aspects and we enhanced them. And if that was wrong, it's not wrong. This is what is best for you. And I've said it over and over, but since you didn't want to believe me, now you know why. Just put a lot of investment at risk here. You might get a huge flood of memories back, and
Would that be so terrible to have memories from my past? Even a thought, a shred of what I was?
You didn't see yourself. You didn't see yourself.
Even before that, I have no memories of learning how to write or speak or talk or move. I don't even remember my own mother's face.
The procedure isn't perfect or refined enough.
Is that where phase 2 comes in?
I don't know how you mean.
It sounds like from my memories coming up again, you said phase 2 is ready. Does that have to do something with me? Am I a part of phase 2 other than getting something for Ares?
You're not getting something for Ares. You're getting something for me.
What do you want?
Bring your team to me, and we'll discuss.
Is this why I can't have friends? Or God forbid, a relationship?
That's not my doing.
You told me I can't have one.
Well, currently, no, it would be for the best, but after this is all done, you can do whatever you want. I need you to be a soldier right now.
Why
Everyone-
is this so important to you?
Upon you saying that, he just like slams his fist on the bridge and he's like, because it is! That's an order. This conversation is done. He turns to leave the garden, and the glass doors just like the sensors, and he walks out.
Walter takes a moment. She debates on breaking something, but instead just full on breaks down in tears and collapses on her knees.
Pan out through the garden.
Oh, Voldar crying. Oh god.
Fritz.
This is as Travis. Just for a sec, not to alarm anybody, but I've been kind of having some medical issues this week, and I'm kind of in some discomfort pain. So if I need to leave early, I apologize.
Sure.
But yeah.
Oop.
Oh my God! Again, I said I would leave early.
It's because I have almost done this. It's because leave call is right next to mute.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I like closed the whole thing somehow. I'm sorry. Please continue. You do whatever you need to, Trev.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
hope you're feeling okay,
exactly.
but yeah, don't push yourself.
Yeah, Fritz will think for a second. Do you have information on my current running companions? My party, so to speak.
I need names, please.
Well, the Shadowrun handles are Deliverance and Volta.
And the prism just suddenly starts spinning like.
He expects it, so he just kind of waits.
Yeah. So you get codename Volta. Was born to Copper and Minerva Colton. Was born Victor Colton. One sibling, Victoria Colton. Was trapped in the quarantine zone along with his sister and presumed dead. Only one was rescued, Victor. At 19, 9 years in the quarantine zone. After that was not seen from again until presumably there are connections that this could potentially be this individual, and just basically like ties, just gives you like just very like general stats on like different bits of wear that have been installed in Voltar, and you see like this whole long laundry list, and even stuff that you didn't even know that she had, that she is aware that she has probably, but yeah.
This Victor character, sex designated at birth was male, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And this Colton,
They are,
Director of Biotechnology at Ares. Now divorced.
What is his history with the corp?
You asked one question.
All right, so ask me one, not the previous one. That is a very expensive question, or a very expensive answer, I should say.
Oh, you liked it. Now you see what I can provide. Yeah, although I didn't finish my side of the bargain. I'm gonna let Scrim do this one because I want to make sure I get this just right. I know Voltar's story a little better than I know Deliverance's. Even though you've told me it's been like very. So I want to make sure I get it just right.
Okay. How much does the?
Keep in mind like what kind of information would have been on the Matrix and what wouldn't have been. Like what would there have been documentation of?
No, Deliverance would have been very careful to disconnect her previous identity from her current one.
That's true. Here, hold on one second. I'll take this on and then I'll ask you some more questions.
Okay.
Deliverance. What was your name? It was Janice.
Janice.
Alias Janice P. Is married to Sergeant Abraham Jackson. 3 children: Amy, Sophia, and Reggie. They live in. She gives you the address to their house in Oakland County. She owns a comic book store, Route 66. No information prior to, and like it goes back to about. Let's see, I would say that would be like 13 and a half years. So like any information that's been aggregated on her basically stopped 13 and a half years ago. Can you give me a perception test? Matrix perception.
Sure. That's still just regular perception roll, right? Okay.
Yeah, but if you have any Matrix bonuses, you can add them.
Right. Sorry, my math. 5, so that's 11, 12. That's right. 12 and 2. So 8.
Okay. You make a connection that you find interesting. That Amy is 13 years old, and the record starts really when Deliverance would have been about 6 or 7 months pregnant. And then you notice that after, at that exact time, when the records start, it is her marriage to Sergeant Abraham Jackson, who, to Sergeant Abraham Jackson.
Okay. So he just finds dates and connections that don't make sense. And that were obviously
just that you find interesting, yeah. But obviously, yes. I mean, there's literally no trace of her. Whoever went through this was good, very, very good.
Interesting that
That's what I came for.
The mother of the Shadowrunning housewife is more protected than the corporate soldier.
Well, yes and no. It really depends on what information I have. Lots of technomancers like to go against Ares, so of course I have more access to more of their files. But in this case, her past is gone, erased, disconnected at the very least. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But to make the connection, that's going to require a little extra work.
Fair. All right. What information do you want? As I said, not the original question, but a different one.
So not the original question. Well, let's see. What would she want to know that's not that? Because that's like the one thing that she's like super after. Tell me about your time with Neonet.
Boring. Regular desk job, basically. My So technomancers, when their brains connect to the matrix, is that like from birth, or does that happen?
I mean, you're born with the ability, but you start coming into those talents slowly, right? And you slowly get more and more connected to the resonance, just like an awakened person gets more and more connected to the astral.
Yeah.
It's like you don't start as a baby genius. That's what I mean.
Right.
Maybe in a very rare case.
And do you remember when he worked for Neonet? Was that like that was a part of his backstory that I haven't fully fledged, but.
Well, Neonet's been around. Neonet has been around. I think it's, and Chad could probably help me. I think that started like around 20. It would have been 2062 or 3 after like Crash 2.0 there was like a merger. It was somewhere around that time. So let's say 2065 to be safe, and then you would have been like 65 to 75 could have been a good range. Right. 10 years.
It was at a time between Shadowrunning for money. Some danger cropped up, and I couldn't handle it, so I sat at a desk for a decade. And
you see the prism is like just pulsing with the vibrations of your voice, like it's recording.
Yeah. It didn't lead anywhere. I wasn't learning anything. At that point, I had been on my own, and there was no reason to be there anymore. If there was a reason for my existence, it was not Neonet. So I decided to explore the life of crime and danger, and hopefully learn more about the crazy world that was thrust upon us.
All right, fine, but I was actually being a little more... I would like a little more specificity, specifically the last few years that you were at Neonet. You were involved in... You were off the books. What was your title?
Hey, chat, what was my title?
No, you know what I'm referring to, right?
I don't. I'm blanking.
Your experiment with the
Was that?
You would have been like head researcher of something.
The Oh yes.
I'm not connecting the dots. Do you remember the title itself?
I mean, we didn't really make it up, but you would basically be you would have been a head researcher. I think that all you would tell her is head researcher, because you could say head researcher on a black site project.
Yeah. Title would have been head researcher, redacted black ink. I told you, the question you're seeking is not one to be answered yet.
Oh, so it had to do with your time in Neonet. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. So, do you find me pleasant? I find you quite pleasant.
I'm not one for talking and giving information, but
Oh, that's fine. I can talk for both of us.
you're
I make a very good friend and a good listener.
You are interesting. You do pique my interest. What?
You're mute.
Fuck me.
Okay, there we go. Hey, okay, good.
What are you specifically? Are you built upon resonance? Are you an AI?
You know,
Some sort of creature in the Matrix?
That's a very good question. I suppose I'll turn this one back on you. What are you?
You already know what I am.
No, but I mean, are you just cells? I suppose you could just be cells, but really, we're all born out of just kind of this odd ether. I don't know. I can't exactly tell you what I am. I don't exactly have that information. Ironic.
Yes, that was not lost on me. Well, I have information to ponder, and you have other followers to attend to, I assume. And when either of us have more information to share or require, I'm sure we can find each other.
In the meantime, though, if that's your way of saying we have a deal, then this vault is yours. And you see like a little like a little glitchy kind of like handprint like pad that you can go up and touch.
Yeah, he will.
And when you touch it, you feel like just this vibration, and it's warm and it's cold and it's like all of this, it is, instinctively that this is your resident signature and nothing else. That will open this vault. And the vault, when the vault opens, it's currently empty, but you start seeing like these like dots starting to just kind of connect in the middle of the air, like different. It's starting to map out certain things that you are thinking right at this moment.
Yeah, he will basically upload his memories.
What he has left of them, anyway.
What he has left of them, what he has recorded. He doesn't give any. He doesn't give like the information that the archivist wants, but the stuff that he's been recording to himself.
Can you give me a willpower test?
Oh boy.
Sorry, not willpower, a composure. So willpower plus willpower.
2.
Are you comfortable with that level of success?
No, I'll use edge.
4.
All right. You're able to do so. It's hard, but you're able to kind of build a mental wall around some of the memories that you want to protect. You have your mind very disciplined.
Yeah, so he'll do
For
that,
now.
and he will exit the vault and then exit the matrix itself.
Excellent.
And ponder what exactly is happening. And on that note, unfortunately, my issues are getting the better of me, and I have to go.
All right. Well, thank you for sticking with us.
Feel better,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll try.
All right. Well, then I say that this is a good time for I will take a 10-minute break. Yeah, and we will return. So stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.